so if you've watched my channel, you know that I did a video about 3 or 4 months ago titled What I Use to Catch Smallmouth Bass. Tackle review. Alright, so I did this video in, let's see what date it was. Let's see here. So I posted that video January 20th. Obviously, that is in the winter time, okay? So that's late winter, not even getting into spring yet at all. I mean, it was cold. And obviously now I'm using a lot of different baits, a lot of different stuff, a lot of different line. Everything's different. You know, you go from fishing finesse in the winter and really, you know, light tackle, light line, light baits, light weights, all that, and it beefs up. You know, you beef up stuff in the spring and in the summer. You can start throwing bigger baits, throwing bigger lines. You don't have to be so finesse. So I'm going to do a updated video today and kind of show you guys what I've been fishing lately. So today is April 29th, and you know, out at Dale Hollow, where I've been fishing mostly, I would say that it is full-blown spring out there right now. Fish are spawning. Some fish are recovering from spawn already, probably. And you know, the baits change. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the baits that I've been throwing lately. So let's get started. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of stuff today. So let's start off with boom, the Missile Baits Baby D-Bomb. Okay, so I don't really fish these like by themselves a lot, and I have, but usually I use the Baby D-Bomb as a trailer for the Missile Jigs micro football jig. Okay, so this is a little jig, and it is made by Missile Jigs. It's called Ike's Micro Football Jig. So I've got 1/4 ounce and I've got 3/8 ounce. This little thing right here is a bad mamma jamma. Let me just tell you. I use it in the creek. I use it on the lake. Doesn't really matter where you use it. It is designed to be fished with a spinning setup. So it's not something that you're going to throw in a bait caster. But it's a deadly little jig. It's got a pretty small hook, and I've caught 4-pound smallmouth on it. The hook isn't an issue at all, but you can also catch little fish in the creek. You can catch little rock bass on it. You can catch, you know, you probably catch the bluegill, and I don't know. But I've been using a lot of these lately. What I usually throw this on is a 7-foot to 7.3 medium to medium heavy rod. There's actually a cash-in rod called the micro jig rod that works perfect for these. But I throw it on a 7.3 medium most of the time. And I'll usually use 8 to 10 pound fluorocarbon leader with a braid, which is usually about 10 pound to 15 pound braid. So that's kind of how I fish these. And yeah, they've been chewing those. Any situation where you feel like you could throw a jig, the micro jig excels. So that's what I've been throwing a lot of lately. As far as jigs go, I've also been throwing the Shockwave. So the Shockwave is a swim bait that they make. Missile Baits also makes this swim bait. And so, good Lord, this is the baby bass color. This is a discontinued color. So the Fishalicious color is a really good color as well. They make a 3.5 and a 4.25. I think those are the 2 sizes they make in those swim baits. And I use both of them. I like the 3.5 size a lot. And so I've been using those a lot. I've been using the Quiver. And so the Quiver is, I don't even know if I have, let's see. So I've got the 4.5 Quiver and I've got the 6.5 Quiver. So the 4.5 Quiver is 4.5 inches, obviously. 6.5 is 6.5 inches. So for me personally, I like to Ned rig the 4.5, and then I'll usually shaky head the 6.5. And if you have like a giant Ned head, you could Ned rig the Quiver 6.52. But that's kind of how I fish these. I like a lot of the colors they offer. I'll do baby bass tail, I'll do superbug, I will do PB&J, goby bite. They have a lot of really good colors in the Quivers, but you know, like I said, I usually Ned rig or shaky head, and that's kind of what I've been fishing lately a lot. Swim baits, you know, I do throw the Shockwave. I've been stepping up to a little bit bigger swim baits. I've been throwing some. This is a Scottsboro Tackle Company knockoff, really. I hate to throw like knockoff baits, but this is, I bought it at a tackle shop, and I didn't realize that it was pretty much a exact knockoff. But little 6-inch swim baits, 5-inch. This is another one, like a rainbow trout color. If it would focus in on it. Alright, it's not focusing in. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been fishing lately. I don't really have a whole lot of other stuff. This is a cool little bait I picked up recently. This is the Lunker City Helgi. So this is a little Helgermite bait. This is the 3-inch one. I think I've got a 5-inch version as well. But just a cool little like Helgermite bait, and works really well in the creeks. It's got like a little split tail right here. I don't know if you guys, it's not really focusing, but check those out. Those are pretty cool. So let's see, what else do we have here? Let's see. FC Sniper, as always. That's never going to change. FC Sniper is my favorite fluorocarbon leader. So I fish the 7, the 8, and the 10. Those are my 3 favorite line sizes. I'm not fishing the 7-pound as much right now. It's more 8-pound and 10-pound. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's whatever you like. It's whatever you feel comfortable throwing. I like the 8-pound for Dale Hollow just because it's, you know, 7 is like super finesse, 8-pound is like right where it needs to be. 10-pound might be a little bit too heavy out there. I still throw 10-pound out there, but you know, those fish are pretty finicky. It's a very clear lake, so I've been throwing a lot of 8-pound. So as far as like hooks and stuff, these Swagger Tungsten, this right here, this is it as far as Ned rigs go. It's not focusing. Why is this camera not focusing? There we go. So Swagger Tungsten, if you guys know anything about lead, tungsten, and nickel, there's different materials that they use for jig heads. I would say 90% of jig heads are lead. Tungsten is a more sensitive metal. So tungsten weighs more, so you get a bigger, you get a heavier weight in a smaller package with tungsten, and it's extremely sensitive. You can feel every little rock and piece of gravel on the bottom of the lake. So that's the main reason I like tungsten. And these hooks right here on these Swagger Tungsten heads are just like beefy. They are beefy hooks. So I've been using a lot of Swagger. Let's see. I use the Warlock heads as my shaky heads from Missile Baits. I really don't have anything else to really go over. I haven't been fishing a lot of like variety. I don't use a lot of like hard baits. I don't really use like a lot of like, I'm pretty like boring. I hate to be like that, but you know, right now I'm focusing more on the Ned rig stuff. And jigs, like literally that's it. I hate to be that boring, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of it, guys. I don't really have a ton more to talk about. I've got some new stuff. I've got some beast hooks for some swim baits I just bought. I've got some new line that I'm going to try out. Let's see here. Ooh, this right here. Alright, so you guys know that I threw a lot of spark shads and haze dongs in the winter time. And those baits still work in the spring. They still work, but this right here, is the 5-inch spark shed. Okay, I have not fished this yet. I have not fished the 5-inch spark shed, but I have a feeling that this thing is gonna be money. All right, so I'm actually gonna rig this with this with some of these beast hooks that I just got, and yeah, I mean that's really it, guys. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We'll catch you guys next time.